Guys, gather around because what I'm about to tell you today is pure, undiluted Nollywood magic mixed with real-life romance. You see, some love stories don't start with candlelit dinners or Instagram DMs, they happen when you least expect it, like when the universe decides to surprise you while you're just minding your business on a movie set. And that's exactly how this one began. Nollywood actress Pearl Watts has finally opened up about how she met her now boyfriend, the ever-charming Maurice, and honestly, her story has left the entire internet in emotional shambles. You know that kind of story that sounds like it was pulled straight from a movie script but turns out to be painfully real. That's exactly what this is. Pearl, who's been romantically linked to Maurice for a while, decided to finally clear the air and let fans into the behind-the-scenes story of how their love came to life. And believe me, the way she told it could melt the coldest heart. She began by saying that their first meeting wasn't planned at all. It wasn't one of those setups where people slide into your DMs or exchange numbers at a party. No, this was one of those rare, spontaneous, life-changing encounters that happen once in a blue moon. Pearl said she walked into the movie set that day with nothing on her mind but work, but the moment her eyes met Maurice's, something shifted. According to her, the first thing that struck her wasn't even his looks or his fame, though let's be honest, Maurice isn't exactly someone you can miss in a room. It was the calm, confident energy he carried. There was just something about his presence that felt grounding, like he brought peace with him wherever he went. But here's where it gets even more heartwarming. Pearl said that it wasn't even his presence that did it, it was his smile. That gentle, charming smile that made her feel safe, seen, and understood. You know that type of smile that says, "I've got you." That was Maurice's, and from that moment, something clicked deep inside her. From then on, things began to unfold naturally. They started with small talks between scenes, nothing serious, just random, funny, light-hearted conversations. But somehow, those small chats turned into deeper talks, the kind that made time disappear. Before she knew it, those casual behind-the-scenes moments had turned into something much more personal and intimate. Pearl admitted that at first, she tried to play it safe. She convinced herself that what she felt for Maurice was just friendship. She didn't want to mix work with emotions, especially in an industry where rumors spread faster than wildfire. But the more she got to know him, the harder it became to deny her feelings. She said Maurice had this rare kind of humility that's hard to find these days. He wasn't just handsome, he was emotionally intelligent. He listened, really listened, without interrupting or judging. He made her feel heard in a world where everyone just wants to talk. And honestly, isn't that the kind of peace everyone is secretly craving? Over time, what started as simple friendship began to deepen. Pearl said she started noticing the small things, how Maurice would check up on her after long shoots, how he'd send encouraging messages when she was down, or how he'd remember tiny details she didn't even recall telling him. It was in those little gestures that she realized this wasn't just a colleague being nice. This was a man who cared. Soon, Maurice became more than just a colleague. He became a confidant, a safe space, someone she could laugh with at 2 a.m. and cry to at 3 a.m. He became that person who makes life feel softer, easier, and a bit more magical. Pearl said Maurice had this intentional way of loving, a kind of deliberate attention that made every moment count. Whether it was a late-night phone call where they talked about everything and nothing, or a simple good morning text that somehow made her whole day brighter, everything he did carried meaning. When she was asked why she couldn't let Maurice go, her response was so emotional it could bring anyone to tears. She said Maurice wasn't just a man to her, he had become part of her story. He challenges her to grow, inspires her to dream bigger, and makes her believe in love in ways she never thought possible. According to Pearl, letting go of Maurice would feel like letting go of a part of herself. That's how deep it runs. She made it clear that what they share isn't built on flirting, physical attraction, or industry hype. It's built on something rare, something solid and almost impossible to find in today's world. The moment her revelation hit the internet, fans went wild. Social media couldn't keep calm. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere you turned, people were talking about Pearl and Maurice. Some called them Nollywood's new power couple, others said their love story looked like a movie script turned into reality. And to be fair, it does. The way they look at each other on screen. It's not acting. That's real emotion, real chemistry, and fans have been picking up on it for months. You can literally feel the spark between them even through a screen. But Pearl wanted to make something very clear: Maurice Sam isn't just her boyfriend or colleague. He's the man she sees herself building a future with. He's her peace, her home, and her partner in every sense of the word. Now, let's talk about something that caused major controversy. Remember when everyone was screaming about Maurice Sam and Sonia Uche being secretly involved? Yeah, that rumor. Pearl's confession has now cleared the air completely. The narrator of the story even said they had always maintained there was nothing between Maurice and Sonia, but people refused to believe. Many thought Pearl was forcing herself on Maurice, claiming it was one-sided. But recent events have shown everyone just how wrong those assumptions were. This relationship isn't a publicity stunt, it's genuine love. If you've ever watched Maurice around Pearl, you know what I mean. The way he looks at her, the way he listens when she speaks, the subtle gestures, those things can't be faked. You can tell when a man loves a woman, and in this case, it's crystal clear. People close to them have also pointed out that Maurice's entire demeanor changes when he's with Pearl. He becomes softer, more relaxed, almost like she brings out a different side of him. That kind of comfort only exists between two people who truly connect. For those who've been following them on social media, their connection is undeniable. Every vacation, every behind-the-scenes clip, every little vlog, they radiate genuine joy. It's beyond acting. It's real life bleeding into the script. Many still say their chemistry is too good to be true, but the truth is, it's just rare to see love so pure in the entertainment industry. In an age of fake relationships and social media show-offs, Pearl and Maurice's bond feels refreshing. And for anyone who thought Maurice was the typical playboy actor, think again. Those who know him describe him as one of the most intentional and disciplined men you'll ever meet. He knows what he wants and doesn't play around when it comes to the people he loves. Pearl even mentioned that being with him has redefined her idea of love. He makes her feel grounded, valued, and seen in a way that fame never could. He's not about the noise or the glitz, he's about peace, understanding, and building something that lasts. So, while people online continue to cook up fake stories or drag them into unnecessary drama, Pearl and Maurice are somewhere out there living their truth, unbothered. They are focusing on love, growth, and the little things that actually matter. And let's be honest, seeing two people genuinely in love, especially in an industry full of pretense, gives hope to everyone watching. It reminds us that real love still exists, it's just quieter, softer, and more intentional than we're used to. So the next time you see Maurice and Pearl on your screen, don't just see two actors delivering lines. See two souls who found something rare in a world full of temporary things. See two people who turned an ordinary workday into the beginning of forever. Because sometimes, love doesn't come in fancy packages or with grand gestures, it sneaks up on you in the middle of work, between takes, in shared laughter, and unspoken understanding. That's the beauty of their story. And honestly, their journey is a reminder to all of us that love doesn't need to be perfect to be real. It just needs to be honest. So, to every fan out there who's been rooting for them, keep sending that positive energy their way, because this love story, it's just getting started. If you're a fan of genuine love stories and want to see more real moments from your favorite Nollywood stars, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, because, trust me, this story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what happens next.